Hey guys, welcome to the other episode of MC Anime. We're in the 18th episode today. MC Anime here.
What's up, everybody? It's Leah again. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, we're pretty good. So today's an interesting episode. Don't know exactly right with this, but my thought process is
No, why?
anime crossover video games, and the reasoning why it's anime crossover video games is simply because of the new installment of Fortnite with Naruto being added to their roster of
Ye-
characters.
Yeah, you were the rage. I don't even know. It was a quiet rage, but you weren't happy about it. I think it's really funny for Naruto to have a gun after the story we've been through with him and his friends, and it being like one of the top three animes that everyone's seen. Just throw him into Fortnite with guns and lasers and see what
Yeah,
happens.
in one of the intros, we have his entire Naruto gang eating ramen in the ramen shop, and through them doing that, a giant robot appears out of nowhere, takes the roof off. Shadow Clone Jutsu goes on to attack the robot. Only person left is Naruto eating his ramen. Makes no sense. There's no necessary giant robots in that particular universe. So you know what?
It's a hot mess and a half. I don't think when I first started reading Naruto, way back, that I ever imagined it would be on like an online game and he would be involved with, because it's like you're gonna have everyone at this point. Fortnite is just snatching up fandoms. Like they're like Halloween candies. They're just pouring everything into their bag. They're very greedy. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But
you could say the Fortnite is the Disney World equivalent in video games.
you were actually right on that. It's nail on the head. It's
Oh,
kind of scary. It's kind of wild. I don't think it's gonna ruin anime in any way by having these characters in a type of game because there's
it's not
been
going to ruin anime because people
no.
anime, like people that play the game, I've already heard people say, people that don't agree with it, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to do it for memes. Everyone else wants to try Naruto, even though I don't like it. It's very cringe. Still, something that's worth trying. It's like, okay, I mean, it was.
That is you, and you know that's unique when like anime fans are like, this is cringe even for us. Like
This is
that's too
cringe, but I'm
far.
going to play it anyway.
I'm gonna do it anyway, but not because you said so.
Exactly what they said. Like, okay, but that's how we came with the idea anime crossover video games. And yes, the theme anime crossover video games came from Naruto and what Naruto. Oh boy.
That hurt to hear.
So yeah,
Yeah, but we
but
did find some interesting games. Like in regards to anime, there's a whole bunch of different platforms that anime has crossed over to. Like not just live action that we talked about before, and the animated series that you can find on Crunchyroll and Funimation, but they've gone into video games quite a bit. Like since
yeah,
the I don't know what 80s 90s era. So we tried to find some that were the most I would say interesting to find. There's a lot of
yeah.
anime that cross over into just other anime games, but these are ones where they kind of go into like comic book characters, games like with characters from Street Fighter and all of that. So
Yeah.
it'll be fun. It was
Um,
cool to realize these were
we
out there.
do the four crossover video games anime we're talking about. Pokemon Conquest, Project X Zone.
We got Fortune Street and then Mugen Fighter.
stories that we are covering, and we're going to dial each one in a separate category and talk about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But first up is Pokemon Conquest. So this was a game released back in 2012, which there was actually like there's quite a few games
Yeah,
that were released in the 2000s that I had never heard about, but still very
yeah.
interesting. So this Pokemon Conquest is a it's a spin-over crossover between Pokemon and the Nobunaga Ambition series. If you don't know who
Mm,
Nobunaga is, he's a warlord from Japan, the most infamous of them all. A lot of girls, if you like the dating games that you can have on mobile, they have like the Nobunaga series for that. For guys with fighting games, they have like what is it, the MM or whatever games that are for Nobunaga himself and his like band of warriors that take down folks. But this one was a
yeah.
crossover between that. So your warriors
Oh.
with Pokemon.
uh, yeah, Pokemon, and also I think the Marionage Ambition characters are also the Pokemon trainers, if I'm not mistaken.
They are because this like it's a weird blend between real life history and fan fiction. It's the best way to describe it. So if you ever wanted the like war domineering generals of
Yeah.
Japan to actually have Pokemon, this is your moment.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
And does the Pokemon that they have represent their character, or is it just a random team with each NPC?
Now when I think you do start off as a general with an Eevee. You start off with an Eevee for that
What?
one.
Eevee gets a general? What the heck?
I don't. What is wrong with that? Why are we being this way? It's look. There's nothing wrong with E's. That became very aggressively popular in like the last 2 to 3 years to have an Eevee. I
I
don't know
think so.
why.
It's
I
very
don't. I
popular.
don't. Yeah, I don't want to Google why that became popular. I don't like the internet, but
Yeah.
but there are different characters, so of course they have different Pokemon that goes with them, and there are
Mm,
different points in the story. Like there are, I believe, like the equivalent of 7 gyms. There are 7 main big battles that you have to go
yeah.
through in order to unite Japan in the game, which is awesome because that's what Nobunaga was all about. But
Mm.
at the same time, having Pokemon just messing each other up for like feudal Japan is it's great. It's
Well,
interesting.
is it possible to get PETA back in feudal Japan era?
I wouldn't put it past it. I wouldn't put it past it, honestly. Anything's possible when you believe enough.
Yeah, you believe it, right?
Don't
You
do
better
that.
believe
Don't. I'm trying to suppress it. I'm trying to push it down. So maybe if I don't think about it, it didn't happen, and that's healthy.
I mean,
But I
I,
no,
I mean,
go
are they
ahead.
dressed differently, or is it just like the
No, no,
same
no.
clothes
There.
that we have?
If you can think about like feudal Japan, like samurai armor, the more
Hmm.
like the more naturally like kind of like regal and defined, like it has clear symbols, and it has like a lot of different layers and aspects to
Hmm.
it. Think of those
Yeah.
aspects mixed with Pokemon, essentially Pokemon colors. So like hot pink, deep red, navy blue, all white, silverish,
Mm.
like emerald green. These are all things that are going to show up in the outfits of each character you go through. There's multiple
Hmm.
warriors that you can play as. Uh, and then of course you have your Pokemon with you, but they found a good way to mix them, in my personal opinion. I think they found a good way to kind of blend both of them. And it was a
Hmm.
well received game, more than I thought it would be. Everyone
True.
actually liked it. And I was like, oh, well,
Another
apologies. I
question.
got it. Yeah. Hmm.
So, which fighting duo got the Pokemon you think best suited that character?
Which Pokemon duo?
Yeah, they're a team. So, which matchup with Pokemon and Fighter got the best matchup? You think?
Gonna be honest, I haven't played the game. So I'ma say if I'm looking at them based off of my own preferences, um, probably Oichi,
Hmm.
who has the dragon ability.
Oh,
Um, and also like I'm gonna be honest, I like you wouldn't think it. Like it's the weirdest mix up. It's like dragon, and like it's like dragon is their specialty, but their the Pokemon they have is Jiggly and Wigglypuff. Like
oh.
Wigglytuff and Jigglypuff is their characters. So I'm like, I would love to see feudal Japan like taken over by a Jigglypuff just singing songs, just karaoke all day.
Mm-mm-mm.
I love that. do you
Oh
have
my.
do you have your own people?
Oh man. Hmm. You know, really hard to see if I do or not. Wait, there's a
I mean,
Pokemon Conquest 2? Oh my.
it's a
That's
good
actually
it seems like
there's a
a good game.
sequel. There's
It
a
seems like a
sequel
great
to it.
game. You can't do that. Don't be like, oh really? I think it's like a pretty well suited one.
Oh,
And
oh my gosh. There's a second one. Hey, that was so popular it got even more. Who would have thought?
who would have thunk it? Yeah, I think
Oh
it's a
my
pretty
gosh.
solid game, and I like it because
Hmm.
the way it has it set up is that you have your team. You can do multiple player mode. I believe you can do story mode and multiple player mode, but it's a turn-based game like we're all used to. So your team
Aha.
sets out an attack, and then the other team sets out an attack. You get awards, you get achievements, you go through events depending on where you go, and it's what you remember about Pokemon and all the things you love about
Yeah.
it, but it has that extra twist with kind of being set in a different universe.
I like
I,
Numinaga. Numinaga has an interesting dragon type kingdom.
I was thinking that you would probably like him. He's incredible. Like he's one of the strongest. Like of course he is. He's the warlord. Um, but having like dragon and electric being his specialties, that's
Yep.
really hard to beat. Like I don't know, throw some water on him, do your best.
Yeah.
Like, but if he could burn it up or
Oh yeah.
crush you down, it's real. Like he's a tough opponent.
Oh
I don't want
yeah.
to fight him. I don't
Move
want to fight
twice,
Nobunaga.
and then you make the enemies flinch and allow them to move twice. That's oh my gosh. Rank 1, they can move twice. Rank 2, they can make the enemies flinch. That's funny.
I'm sorry, but if a
Flinching.
warlord makes me flinch, I'm just gonna give up. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm gonna be like, well, you win, good sir, you win, and I'm just gonna like lay down my
Oh
sword, beg
shoot.
for my life. I don't know. And there's
Says at the beginning.
quite a few characters in here, and it's got a
Oh,
pretty decent community as well. So if you get into
Numenala
the
is in
game, you're
control
actually
of
gonna enjoy it.
Zekrom. Oh shoot.
Hmm.
Uh uh Numenanga's in control of Zekrom. Oh boy. A legendary dragon meets a legendary dragon lord, I guess.
Not a
Oh.
match made in victory. Oh no.
Who wouldn't want the Thunder Dragon Pokemon to be the sidekick in battle?
No,
That's
that's
what you can't tell.
amazing.
I know. You hear the thunder in the sky, and you just having a big thunder attack coming from the tail. Oh boy.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be excited the whole way through. Yeah, so for this game, if you love Pokemon, I think it's a great game for you. And then the Nobunaga's Ambition, which is
Hmm.
the crossover universe that it goes into,
Yeah.
it's one of the first turn-based like strategy games that ever came out. So it
Hmm.
came out in the 80s. It has like multiple parts to it. It's actually pretty decent. It's like if you think about OG, you go, I go, somebody's gonna die tonight, like type of games where you play them and you try and be smart.
Hmm.
Nobunaga's definitely on that list. And I mean, it's a well rated game. It's a good game. It's well received. And it's got history behind it for all our history buffs. So if you want to like fact check it on
Hmm.
how much it actually sticks to the story, you can do that as well.
True. And also with it, you know, instead of raid battles and people fighting, it's PETA. So Pokemon get the battle, and you see the strongest representing of type, and
You're not bringing
oh,
PETA into this. Not us being arrested for animal cruelty. Not trying to save Japan.
we're not using animals to
No.
do our battles. No, it's just Pokemon. They're not animals. They're still creatures, but they're not animals.
Okay. The internet can battle that one out. I'm gonna let that one go. This isn't what we're
Exactly.
here for. This isn't the topic of today.
Exactly. Yeah, who knows? They might say, "Yeah, we agree. Wholeheartedly agree." Oh gosh, that brings us to Project X Zone. Oh, got anything worth mentioning about Project X Zone? Even though I had Project
Um,
X Zone 2 as well, so apparently this gets sequels all the time.
well, these two, especially that we're talking about, these first two, Project X Zone, is actually that was also well received. That one was actually really liked. It's a fighting
Mhm.
game. So you've got what is it, Nacom? No, Capcom. Let me not
Yeah,
lie.
you got
Yeah,
Bandai, Namco,
Bandai, Capcom, and then
Capcom, and
Sega.
Sega. Which I was really surprised to see Sega because usually
Really?
Bandai and Capcom. Well, Capcom I see a lot more, but Sega's like you wouldn't necessarily think Sega with like Bandai, which is like more graphic novel type of RPG games.
But I think that's why it makes it
Yeah,
great. Like this one was like like kind of like the three heavyweight champs in regards to like video game characters that you if you're
yeah,
going to play a game and you want to upset your friends, like if you want to wonder if you're going to still have a friendship after this, these are great companies to play their games. And so knowing that the three of them came together in order to make this new universe. And so basically Project X Zone takes place in a off-skirt sort of roundabout universe in which
yeah.
all three companies, all the characters within these companies, uh, exist in their own worlds as it is separate, but then these portals to other dimensions start opening.
Yep.
For some reason, everybody's just like, I guess this is what's happening now. And honestly, with their storyline, that kind of makes sense.
Oh
And there
yeah.
is a secret organization in the background that is trying like steals or is trying to steal the portal stone. And then
Yeah.
there is the it's like the core Yuigi like estate, which is a
Yep.
family that is they have been the protectors of the stone or the searchers for it, and now they're trying to get it back. So
Uh
you
huh.
work like as you play the game, you are these characters fighting different folks from different universes
Oh, don't
to
forget that the
eventually
year is 20XXAD.
I love that. What better way to let us know that this
20XXAD.
look, you can never age. You can't age because if you made this game and you're like, I don't know if our fans are still gonna be around and be like, I remember when, like, you can't do that because we just put an XX,
Exactly.
like
If you,
kisses, yeah, from love. And it's like, oh, okay. So I think it's actually kind of a cool concept. It saves
yeah.
them from being extremely dated, but at the same time, you have characters from three different franchises that you can fight with. And I like
Yep.
fighting games like that.
Who stole the
Like, let's
stone?
go.
What purpose do they want the stone for? Thoughts and ambitions of various people, organizations, mythical beings mingle, and eventually the case is chaos of grand scale. So it actually follows like a chronological order. It's very well organized in the story
Mm-hmm.
as well. So the pacing is actually kind of decent, which usually crossovers are like lots going on. They have very little time to actually explore the pacing. So I feel like this game does it really well.
I will say though, for this game, they have a feature in it where if you are the main character,
Uh-huh.
like if like because it's played in pairs, so of course it's like the main fighter and then they're like backup. But when
Yeah.
you're fighting a big boss. The main fighter, like the main character, is the only one who gets dealt like attack points in damage when the main boss does attacks in final attack. So you have to play with that in knowledge. It's not crazy different from other games that are out
Mhm.
there, but just keep that in mind. Your backup
Base
character or your side character isn't the one who's going to take those hits. Like even if you put them on the field when the main boss is like, "You've unleashed my final form," like you still gonna catch them blows, and that's unfortunate. It's
Well, how
like
about this?
I'm
If you put the
sorry.
side character, does that mean you have two lives or just still one life?
I think if you played a side character and the main character dies, that's it. Like you can't play the story as the side character who survived and go on and tell the story. Like it's like it's game over for everybody. Because if they took them out, they take you out.
So wait, so the side character takes damage, the main character takes damage. What's the point of the side character? The
The point
side
of the
character is
side character
supposed to.
because you do 2-on-2. So like
The side
if
character is
there's
supposed
like
to be
a
the pawn in battle. You're supposed to sacrifice them. The main character
wow.
survive.
Somebody played Skyrim and didn't care about none of their apprentices. They were just like, let's go.
Oh no no no!
That is
I've
what? What? Lydia is weeping. My
no.
goodness. Look. Oh, if you have a side character in your life, not just
Oh,
let them get their tail beat every day in place of you. Also
oh
be
my
there.
gosh!
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
yeah, I'm in there. I'm in there in ends.
Yeah, I would say oh, what's a great way to describe it? It would be like the old school, like not old school,
Mm,
but like the older like DBZ games and the Naruto games where it would just be the Naruto universe and you would
yeah,
fight with Naruto characters and then you would have some in the background and
yeah.
you could press like, X or whatever and they jump in. They do their attack or they help you out with a special move and then they leave. But at the end of the day, you are the one taking the main hits. You're taking the combo
Yep.
moves. Um, but it's a pretty good game. It's about like 64, 65
Yep.
hours long in total if you do all the side quests, the main story, side stories, all of that.
And the battle system is cross-active battle system. So
Boom boom.
even though they are anime crossover, it's cross-active. So hey, they're already having the battle system addressing the crossover. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I mean, when you look at who they have, like from
Yeah.
Bandai, you got Tekken, of course. Um, oh God, dot hack or period hack? I don't know. I
Oh,
don't know how it's said.
yeah,
It's hack. Yeah, it's hack.
yeah.
But
Oh, the
you
Hack
got
series is
God
great.
Eater, hmm,
The Hack
from
series is
Kite and
great.
Black Rose. Yeah.
Yep.
And then Capcom, you got Street Fighter, you got Mega Man, you got Devil May Cry, and
Oh yeah.
Darkstalker. And then Sega, you have Sakura Wars, Virtua Fighter, Shining Force, and Resonance of Fate. And
Oh
then
yeah.
you, of course, you can play with solo characters and not just teams. But
Uh huh.
I like it. I mean, I think it's pretty good. They have a lot of original characters in there as well who will either play as villains or as heroes. So if you want to do something new, go out on your own path and see where that leads. You also have that.
And also each pairing for like Bandai, Capcom, Sega have their original pair characters like the Sakura Wars, Virtua Fighter, Akira Chronicles, Shining Force, Mega Man. They have all the different characters from their universe together. So if you feel
Hmm.
like it's not canon, well, have original characters that actually both should be like in the same universe alongside each other. And then you also have various solos as well. So the two types of characters are divided up into solo and pairs. And the solos are, solo. Pairs have that complementary fighting style that you're looking for in that system.
Yeah,
Well, it's really
I think it's a
interesting.
solid game. Yeah, I think it will have to be one of those. I mean, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be, but it's probably better if it's one of those games that
Mm,
if you've dabbled in all three company games and you've gotten really into some of the characters that you see there or you watch their shows, you're gonna have a blast. You're gonna have a great time. And if you haven't checked them out before, you can play the
yeah.
game and then watch their stuff afterwards and you'll be like, that's what that attack was. Huh, I still lost, but interesting. Neat. Just
Yeah,
figure it out as you go.
and who knows? You can be the have a raid party, and everyone comes in, and it's like, who's your side? Pick a side. You can do Bondi, Capcom, or Sega, but you can't choose both
There
or
we
three of them.
go. Cause a divide in your mutual friends. This is how we become adults, people.
We share the bond of whatever video game industry we belong to. We're gonna stick it hardcore fans. Oh my god!
How you keep friends for the long term. Or
Or you don't
going
kill their
past,
favorite character. You
don't
don't
kill
rock
their
them out.
favorite character. No, you just I don't. You still gotta win the match, so maybe just
And
knock them
if
out.
you
It's
play
not. It's
as the
not Mortal
character that's
Kombat.
not, yeah. So, but if you play as a character that they love, you better do a really good job. That's all I can say. Because they're gonna roast you if they know the character better than you do. Oh boy.
If they roast you, finish them. That's Leah giving you inappropriate advice. I believe in y'all. Figure it out. You got this.
Yeah, roast 'em like marshmallows.
No, no, no. But with the two games that we talked about, those ones are more so fighting. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But our third one, Fortune Street, you could play that one, and I feel like you would still maybe lose a friendship, but without beating
Mm,
each other up as much. I think
mm.
so.
So
So
you're saying
Fortune Street, what
you're
did you
better than me, right? Okay, I see how it is.
I was saying it gently,
Mm,
but since
I see.
I see.
I can't
Pushes
wait
up
to have
glasses like
Mamma
anime vision.
Mia power ups going all the way. I'll have power up on you all the time. You better be prepared.
I'll flip the board. I don't care about that. I'll unplug the power. I'll shut down the city. It's fine. It's okay. I'm not a sore
I
loser.
am the power. You ain't the power.
Just shut it down. Um, Fortune Street is
Control Alt
a
Delete.
don't control alt delete. Don't shut it all down. Tech industries are just like, yo, you turned it on and back off. It's like I turned it off forever. Like nothing will come back. No one shall know.
Oh my gosh.
Um, where was I? I forgot. I was distracted. Listening to you. Yes, Fortune Street. So, Fortune Street is essentially a board game, video game. It came out especially for Wii. That featured the Nintendo characters like Super Mario Bros. And all of their friends, as well as Dragon Quest, which
Yeah.
is a well-known and popular anime. Um,
Yeah.
this was the one on the list that, if I'm gonna be honest, like people said it was okay. Like they said they liked it somewhat. I don't know how I would like this one. I don't like board games personally,
Oh,
but
come on.
I
You're
don't
not
think
good at Monopoly?
I'm okay at Monopoly. I'm the person that can get about 2/3 of the way through,
You
and
can't
then
finish the game. Oh my. That's bad.
no, I mean like I get 2/3 of the way through, and then someone who bought like the main two corners of it, like they get all the hotels there, and then you're screwed, and then you're just like, well, you got Broadway. I have nowhere else to go. I'm not going to pay you $900 to
Oh,
stay the
funny
night at
fact.
Broadway.
I've actually
Oh
won
no,
an entire game with just all four railroads and two utilities. Everyone else had hotels, but I kept landing on every railroad and utility. I made one person go bankrupt, and the other person went bankrupt with paying to the hotels of the other person. So I basically bankrupt all of them.
I don't know if you bankrupt the person who went bankrupt with somebody else, but if you bankrupt that person,
Yeah,
then you
I
can take
bank.
that with. You over here collecting like residing bodies. You're like, hey, yo,
Oh
he
yeah,
did kill that guy, but I killed him.
I
So
actually did the
technically,
math. They landed on my railroads and utilities like 50 times.
they were bad. Oh my god. No, no, no. When I say like 2/3 the way through, I mean like it's been 2 hours. People have like multiple hotels. Like at this point, their stuff is stacked. And the second you land on it, it's half your money. So you be like rolling
Yeah,
nervously. You just
I I
shaking.
had every other property mortgaged except the railroad utilities. I kept
Oh,
making me money. I kept being
you're a
in
different
jail.
type of evil.
I just kept
You
getting in
must
jail.
be defeated.
Oh no, I
Like,
kept
you're a
getting in
different type of
jail.
evil. Forget the hells of fire and all of that. Capitalism, like,
I
down
went to
with
jail
love.
like 25 times. I
That also
kept
makes sense
landing.
with their storyline.
I kept getting either doubles or triple doubles, or kept landing in the space to go to jail. Or I think I got like 5 community chance and community chance. With the other one, the chest, go to
Oh
directly to
my
jail. Do not
god.
pass go.
Yeah. Yeah, go
Collect
directly to
$50.
jail.
I was like, why are you getting these? Oh,
I like
well,
how you
anyway,
were like, I'm the victim. and
I am
then
the
turned
victim.
around and made mad money. So for folks who do enjoy Monopoly, or if you do enjoy board games, this one is like, it's pretty good. Like, there's like 15 boards you can jump around from. You can buy or sell things. You capitalize off of the purchases you make, and of course, people
Yeah.
landing on them. You play the stock market. You buy shops. These are the shopping fees.
Oh
Multiple
yeah.
things that you can do within the game. So it's not just the normal Monopoly where you just have property where people are landing.
Yep.
You can essentially diversify your income and your streams of income and just make mad money while you play against your friends, while also being either Dragon Quest characters or
Uh
Super
huh.
Mario characters.
You also have
Yeah.
I'm also not kidding. It's also like a deck of cards: spade, hearts, diamonds, and clubs. You collect them all, return to the bank. They get a promotion. Oh my gosh! This game, take back a square. Have the ability to invest money in those shops. A maximum of 99.99 per turn. What the heck? Okay, I don't know what that means. Oh gosh.
Well, because like they'll also show you
Yeah.
when you go through like in your results. Like, okay, so to be completely honest, this game is huge in Japan, and that
Yeah.
makes sense. They're very meticulous people. So it's actually kind of impressive because the game itself, you have graphs and charts that show you what your profits were over a
Mhm.
period of time. And then you also have like a numbers board that shows you how much money you made in like sales, payments, assets, salary, all of that. Um, and you're just sitting there and you're just like, there are 16 categories in which I have to level up and see if I win.
Yeah.
And when you first start, naturally you go by the normal rules, but there are different levels to it
Yep.
that you can play.
The
So
easy rules and standard rules. Those 2 different ways to play. Uh,
yeah, and I mean,
this is
it's a fee. I like look, it's a lot of math. If you're not someone who wants to do a lot of math during your gameplay, it's probably not for you. And then it's also you're playing with multiple people, so if they're also not into it, it can kind of seem like more work than it's worth. Like maybe you just guys want to fight each other or just play regular
okay.
Monopoly. So
Yeah,
I think
here's
it's basically a rated C game, but
oh god.
if you yeah, if you're someone who loves calculations, the economy, managing stocks, all of that, the
Yeah.
game for you. Yeah. There's
Also,
something for everybody.
here's where Dragon comes into play. Like some of the spots, checkpoint, the circus, balloon port, the tax office, home, the estate agency, the 3-star shop. That's just the standard rules. Then you have the easy rules. You have like a salary calculation, variables, and you have like different squares. When you press this
Yeah.
suit square, you pick up clubs, hearts, diamonds, or clubs. Stop on exactly for the chance to win a draw venture card, which is similar to community chest or chance in Monopoly. Oh, oh my. Cannon. There's all these different things that can go wrong. Arcade. I don't know. Would you be interested in this type of game if it wasn't the Wii?
Honestly, if I played this type of game, it's gotta be with like close friends. Because you know you need someone who's patient enough for them to teach you it, or patient
Yeah.
enough to explain all the rules. And that's why it was like rated a C, because it has,
Mhm.
it's got like, oh, this could be a game for people in their teens, like upper teens or in college or adults. And then you're like, but oh no, it's got Super Mario. So maybe it's a game for like younger kids, but it has a lot of math and a lot of rules. And it's a bit. So I think I would play
Yeah.
it only with good friends. I would
Mhm.
not play this online or with strangers at like a game night.
Well, how
This
about you
seems
play
like a
with me? We
multiple.
could both be victims here.
See, we would have to set up like an actual game night and then be just listen to the rage like a soundtrack. Just be like do 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 do, God dang it, and just like be upset.
No, we
That I'd
alternate.
be down for.
We do a playlist alternate between Super Mario Bros. And Dragon Quest.
That
That'd
would
be
actually
really
be cool.
interesting. That would be
Yeah,
kind of
I think that would
interesting.
make it better. I think that would make it better. But if it was just like me looking like Luigi losing money, I would be so like the next time we played, I would only be Wario. Like I would only be Wario. I'd be like, if I'm gonna be bitter, I'm gonna look like the character who's meant to be bitter and pissed off. That's it. There, you will know pain.
Mm.
Well,
You are no pain. Is that a threat?
I mean, technically, that man came through with his promise every single time. So,
True. I
um,
mean, I can't break you on that one. Oh
hey,
man.
I'm just saying, we can get on to Fortnite. We can shoot each other with guns as Naruto
Ah,
characters.
I'm
We
not
could lit.
even good at. I'm not even good at video games anyway.
What are you
I'm good at.
talking about, dude? Mason, we could be those people who get on live and like we're playing with other people and we have like Naruto character stuff. We'd be like, back in my day, we used Sharingan, and you like shoot someone. It'd be amazing. It'd be a fantastic experience. It's just like
Back in my day.
Midori,
Oh my
no
gosh.
longer. I've got the Uzi, and it's like, oh, that's what I love to see. But for those of you who don't understand why Mario and Dragon Quest are like together in a board game, if you want something that's classic, if you want to be able to like mix it up, and the other
Yeah.
games that we mentioned weren't so much your thing, or if you were like, oh, it'd be interesting to see what else we could do, we've got the game for everyone.
Oh boy.
Um,
Oh
it is
gosh.
called Mugen. Don't do that. So Mugen, it is a game engine that was released back in 2001. Essentially, it was created by a team over in Japan, and the word Mugen stands for Dream, Fantasy, Infinite. Anyone who loves Samurai Champloo, you got Mugen in there. You might like it for that. And it is shown as an acronym. Don't ever try and figure out what the acronym means. The design team who created it and named it forgot what the acronym was, so that's a mystery we will never solve. But essentially, it is a downloadable list of code, so you can go ahead and basically customize your own 2D fighting platform as you see fit. You can
Yep.
change the background, you can add whatever music you want, and you can also add whatever character you want, almost from essentially any fandom that you can
What
find the
the
code
heck
for.
am I looking at? Goku versus McDonald's?
Yes, you can add
Oh my
anybody. So like
gosh.
you can have like Nausicaa from Valley of the Wind like fighting Vegeta. And it's like, why would we ever want that? Who knows? So if you're having, I don't know,
Uh,
night terrors or something, and you just want to get in there and like fight with whatever characters you want, perfect distraction.
oh,
Now,
it was a distraction.
so
It
it
was
was
a
released back
distraction.
in 1999, like
It
a
was a
hot
distraction.
minute ago. It was released way back. And again, it can do almost any audio file at this point.
Yeah.
You can have like any background you want, any music you want to change it up.
Oh,
Like
I
if
sent you the
you
Goku versus McDonald's. You need to look at
I was wondering why my thing like booped and I was like, ah no, it's
it.
foolishness. Yes, that's the image that everyone knows. It's Ronald McDonald fighting Goku. What is it? Goku Whatever the pink hair is, like Super Saiyan
I don't even know which mode that
4.
is. Oh
Yeah, I'm just like,
no!
oh my god, like
Look at
4 or 5.
McDonald's like, I'm ready to fight. Let's blah. My God.
They're like, we both have bright hair. I love it. But I
Yeah.
think it's really cool.
I'm gonna get
I
like
think
fast food. I sell fast food. Yay!
yeah, I mean it's open source
Uh,
code. So it doesn't take that long for you to
yeah.
learn how to utilize it. Everyone can do it. It's really fun and it's
Hmm.
perfectly free. Every other game that we mentioned has a like some fee attached to it, of course, to pay
Oh
for it
yeah.
and buy it. But this
Hmm.
one totally free. You can run wild
Hmm.
in the streets of whatever city you live in and then just play your game, have a good time, fight your friends. I think it's cool.
What the?
I think that's like one of the coolest things,
Really?
especially like
Going
younger
log
me.
on? Oh my gosh. Oh, younger you would love it, or your younger self hate it?
My younger self would um love slash hate it. Like I would hate Rage, love this game because it has a lot of glitches. Naturally, it's like free software from 1999. Where you can put whoever you want in, but it is very glitchy. It does have moments where movement stalls, so someone can get a hit in and you could lose the fight. So you can play and you could get really excited when someone else freezes up, or like if you see your friend playing and they freeze up and they lose, you can be like, ah, gotcha. Like that'd be great. But if it's you, it's not that fun. Like you're like, oh well, that's unfortunate. Everybody forget that. Don't take that L home with you.
And the
Um,
original acronym of Mugen actually was supposed to be based on the Japanese word infinite, which is Mugen. Mugen. I don't know why they wanted. If they wanted that name, they could have just made it Infinite or Mugen for short in Japan. But apparently, they wanted a Mugen plus an acronym. Oh boy, that's just kind of
I
crazy to me.
I think it's well, it makes sense. Like the game is open source code, so it is
Yeah.
technically infinite. The
Bye.
combinations are almost, never ending, but at the same time, they forgot what Mugen stood for,
I love this
which
one.
makes a lot of sense. Like I can see a bunch of like, you know, in the cellar type like developers, code workers and all that just sitting there typing code for hours, not
Well,
talking to
here's a
anyone but
po-
themselves.
here's a
Mm.
funny acronym, made up acronym that's actually not cringe. Makes makes your girlfriend eat nachos. There you go.
Makes
It
your
stands for
girlfriend
makes your
eat nachos?
girlfriends eat nachos. That's the best one I found on this list.
You
This
know what?
forum.
I'm down for that. That was pretty good.
It's all the others are so bad. It's like, you know what? That's the only wholesome one on here. So let's just go with that one. Oh,
I mean,
oh, you,
who doesn't like nachos? Who doesn't like nachos?
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And they do have like beta versions, like the original ones. You can always use it on like DOS, Linux,
Hmm.
Windows, but at this point, any system that you have for the most part, as long as it has
Yeah.
storage and maybe if you have a keyboard you can attach to it, because it does have about 7 keys, I believe, that are used to actually play the
Yeah.
game. I think it's like 6 or 7. Um, yeah, so you're
Huh.
good to go. And again,
Here's
it's like
one.
it's
My
whatever background
ultimate
you want.
gaming
Ooh, what's
entertainment.
this one?
Would it be my ultimate gaming entertainment? Would
What
it
does
be
the N
that?
stand for then?
My
My
ultimate gaming
ultimate gaming
entertainment.
entertainment. But
EN is entertainment.
no, we're not doing that. Don't do that. Don't do
Or
that. Don't
my
lie to
my
yourself.
ultimate gaming entertainment new? I don't know.
When you just add a word at the end, you're just like, schnitzel. And you're like, nah, that's not it. That's not it. And yeah, there's a lot of boards actually online. So again, guys, like
Yeah.
if you do want to play this game, if you type in Mugen, and then fighting game or game or whatnot,
Hmm.
the very first one that should come up is from Sophonic, and
Yep.
You'll have the stuff that you can download and play the game.
We have Vegeta, Akuma, Ronald McDonald,
That's my favorite
Broly.
image. I had no idea it was actually from this game because I was looking at all the other ones, but that is great when you're just looking
Oh
at
my gosh.
Rose Gold Goku fighting Ronald McDonald, and he's got his hand on his hip like this is a casual occurrence with knee
Yeah.
highs on in a stadium. I love it.
Bonnie, baby Bonnie. We have Butler. Oh,
Tournament of Power Goku.
Relief. Bang Shinigami. Or Shishigami.
Yeah,
Eamon.
come be real. Like
Jinbei.
everyone out there who
Yeah.
has ever participated
Oh,
in but can they beat this character story arc? Like if you have sat there and been like, but maybe this is the game for you. Like get on there, beat each other
wait.
up, and
Did you
have
say
your
that
moment.
Death Battle uses this for the animation? Is that what you're
I
saying?
respect that. I
You
respect
saying
that.
that you're going to use the M.U.G.E.N software to simulate the battlefields of these various characters?
You
Battle?
sitting here and making this seem like it's not something. This is what technology has brought us.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
just saying. We can, yes, I will say yes on the record.
Oh
But
shoot. If you
I
want, you can do
mean,
the entire DC universe versus the Marvel universe. Play it out like it did in comics, but on M.U.G.E.N instead.
just keep fighting for the rest of our days. I love it. And I also like that you can add your own music
Yeah.
because I feel like having your own soundtrack going on. Granted,
Oh my
naturally, I
gosh.
feel like most people will probably troll. Like if you care enough, you'll probably troll and put like some ridiculous music in the background.
Ooh,
Um,
ooh. We have SpongeBob versus Aquaman, and all you hear, narwhals, swimming in the ocean.
let's
A
go. Look
commotion.
at them.
You just get the perfect soundtrack. Narwhals, swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion. No, just imagine SpongeBob and Aquaman. That'd be so weird. And you get like the big beefed up SpongeBob that you see in the show. You know
Oh
what I'm talking about?
no, not the workout SpongeBob.
Yeah,
No,
the
no,
workout
we're all
SpongeBob.
victims. We're all victims. Let's not do that. Let's
Why?
be free. Let's forgive ourselves.
You can't have the scrawny SpongeBob. You have to have the SpongeBob that actually can fight back.
I like scrawny SpongeBob's character arc. I want to see him be
Oh
like
my gosh.
scrawny, small, like scrawny, big, and then back to scrawny.
Okay, you
There
know
we
what?
go.
The fighting style of the scrawny SpongeBob is a spatula flipping hamburgers. Boop, boop. You have like some weird melee combo that just throws like this giant burger at you and you can't dodge it because you just looking at the Krabby Patty being so delicious. Or uh crab pizza and he just throws it like a disc.
Yo, the Krusty Krab pizza. Any dish that is walked to you by your pizza man, like your burger guy, you know it's worth it. He had to carry that the whole way. It was important.
Just imagine the pizza coming at you. It's
The
so
Krispy
fast
Kreme
it hits
pizza.
you like boom, it gives you whiplash, and you can't even eat it because it hits you so hard.
I don't even see it as that. It's oh, what's the move that Krillin uses in Dragon
Yeah.
Ball Z? That yes,
Oh my
like
gosh.
that is it. Where like you just have a
Or
sitting disc.
or is it going to be like a combo? Someone the guys are saying chocolate.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrifying. I'd rather have the destructo disc. I'd rather have that. I'd rather be
That's
chopped
a
in half.
combo that's like the special melee combo that SpongeBob has. He just summons the giant chocolate dude and he's chasing after you.
I'm sorry. For me personally, I don't want no dude walking up being like chocolate. I'm like, I need to get out of here. I need to run away, like right away. Oh no.
That's the absurdness of these combos and just Aquaman. It's like, oh, okay. How do I deal with this?
The ultimate universe. in my
Yeah.
personal opinion. Look, personally for me, it's a great reflection of how much video games have changed. Like instead of it being open source,
Yeah.
like coding, where companies
Hmm.
released it and they were just like, yeah, add whoever you want and you can play it that way. So what's your choice?
Oh
Now
yeah.
they're just like, we are acquiring the IP of all of your favorite people, all of your favorite shows, all of your favorite games, anime, and they're putting them in this almost essentially like a big world, like how Naruto was done for Fortnite.
Oh yeah. Jump Force. Just look at Jump Force and how successful that was.
Like,
Astra. You know,
mm-hmm.
like, but that's all Shonen Jump. So like a crossover in your own gaming or own company is kind of accepted. Like Nintendo with all Smash Brothers. So
Well,
you
once
had
you big
all,
it, build enough, yeah, you could absolutely do
yeah,
that. And I mean, Naruto itself, it's at the point where it had a part one and part two. Um, and now it's into going on to his son. So there's so much content that they can draw from in a big
yeah,
like it stand the test of time. So
yeah.
yeah, I would monopolize off of it too if I had the money that Fortnite seems to just have. That like even big companies like the fact that Shonen Jump and
Yeah,
they're just getting into it because at this point,
yeah.
why not? We're gonna play
Oh,
it.
true.
Unfortunately,
I mean,
I'm gonna be upset, but I'm gonna play it.
Disney already has a stake in Crunchyroll, so
We knew
and they
that was
bought
coming. They said
they
someone dancing and having fun without us? Absolutely not.
well, when they bought recently, I think the biggest acquisition was 20th Century Fox, 21st Century Fox, and when they did that, they're 2/3 majority holder of Hulu. Now they have Disney Plus and the majority holder of Hulu. So, and then I think the parent company at one point they bought also owned Crunchyroll, Auto Media, and then I think it's no AT&T actually has Country. My bad. AT&T bought it actually. Sony has Funimation.
Mm. And Sony has quite a few. So
Yeah, but
we're gonna see.
Disney's still really big.
Oh no, of course it is.
Up in Star Wars, Marvel,
Yeah,
all the
no.
all
Yeah,
the
they've got
fairy
Simpsons,
tales that's supposed to
all
be
of
all
that.
cutesy, all that stuff. Yeah, Transformers. Mm-mm.
Not
Mm-mm.
how
It's,
dare they?
mm-mm.
Like
They
how
could
dare they?
shoot. If you look at 2019, most of the big that year was from Disney or Disney had bought the rights to it. Ever since the first installment of Mickey Mouse, Oswald, when the company tried to get it, the distributor had the rights. Disney, ever since then, went to buy their own content and own it. That's why it's fueling. If you think about it.
I mean, Disney was smart with it. Like a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
these a lot of these companies I think that are starting to do collaborations, they're making even with the crossover games that we're seeing,
Oh, yeah.
if you look at them, they've built a franchise and naturally there's a huge influx of money. Um, but there also comes a time where you realize that flux of money is starting to dip and you're
Yeah.
wondering how can I make fans interested again? And how can I like seduce them a second
Mhm.
time? But also how can I get more fans? So doing these crossover universes makes absolute sense. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
have 100,000 people who like one thing and 100,000 people who like another, and you cross them over after it's been about who knows how many years, any given amount of
Oh, yeah.
years, someone's gonna still show up to the event. You're still gonna get at minimum 100,000 people because we're just interested. Even with
Oh,
the
yeah.
Naruto and Fortnite thing, we're like, I don't like it because I know what this is, but I also kind of want to see what happens in the game. Like I just want
Oh,
to
yeah.
check it out. Yeah.
That reminds me of the Fairy Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron crossover. That was actually kind of good.
Which one is that?
Well, you don't know the Fairy Odd
Oh, I
Parents and
remember the
Jimmy Neutron?
movie. Yes, yes, yes,
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
No, and mine went, but I was like, when did he do that? And because I was thinking about when he grew up, and like my
Uh,
heart hasn't gone past that. But yes, you are right.
yeah.
Their
And then
whole little
apparently
crossover.
there's also a Grubhub conspiracy about the Jimmy Neutron universe being a crossover in the commercials. So it's
Don't
all
say
kind of
that.
no, it's
No.
no, yes. Truth Theory actually examines all the commercials from Grubhub and
Look, I had
actually
to give
really
filter like theory a break. I was like, I need my reality to be what it is. This is why I play video games because I'm not. You're not gonna have me out here questioning everything. The Matrix just is about to make a new movie. They're about to release a whole new movie. We are tired. We are
Captain Crunch
done.
is not actual a captain. He's below the status of a captain in the United States Army. Captain Crunch is not a captain. I love that title. My gosh. How Captain Crunch has been lying to you all these years. He only has
Don't say
three.
that to these people. Telling them to their sweet, humble ears, like
The
just so
corrupted
you
Crunch
know.
brand has violated the Value Act in the United States. Stay tuned when they get
Okay.
put
Down with big corporations. Oh my god.
powers. Actually, part of the MCU cinematic universe.
Oh,
Oh my
when you better believe he has powers. Oh my god. I will let him do I'll be like, yeah, sir, take whatever you want. Like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He's my
god.
firstborn. Like, please get out of
Uh,
my house.
that reminds me of the death battle cast where they actually talk about which cereal mascot would win in a fight. And they put like Captain Crunch in the winning with the Raisin Brand son. It's like how can you defeat the sun mascot himself with a scoop? He'll scoop you right up. It's like, oh my gosh, what are they doing?
Gotta hit, gotta, cross your T's, dot your I's. That's what it's all about, baby. Just,
Exactly. You hear that crunch in your mouth, and you're just like, let's keep going on more season of adventure.
oh my gosh.
Let's defeat the pirate. That's always my rival.
Everybody has a life mission. Not everyone sticks to it, but it is what it is.
Exactly, especially if you're not a captain.
That is also true. Captain's gotta go down with that ship. You gotta you gotta stick
Well,
to
he's the
it.
captain of his ship, but he's not a captain in the United States military. He has one.
Hey, you respect him by whatever he goes by. If that's what he says he is, just let him have it, you know?
He's not. He's a captain of his ship. He's only a captain of a ship. And the USS Guppy, yeah, it's a civilian ship, not even a military ship. So,
Oh, well, I can't fight facts. I learned just now. You got me. I'm done. You got me there.
oh my gosh! I mean, it's all fun and games, right?
It is all fun and games. This
Oh
that's
my
what this
gosh!
episode is. But it's all fun and games.
Exactly.
Don't
All
think
the
about it,
video
guys.
games.
Just play the video games. Have a great time.
Oh,
Watch these crossovers that you didn't expect to happen. You can be a feudal Japan Pokemon warrior. You can fight with some of your favorite characters from like Napcon and Sega and
Badai, Badai.
yes, and Bandai.
Don't forget
You can
Fortune Street to play the board game
Fortune.
that you never know
Jesus
you
Christ.
will be good at. And M.U.G.E.N Fighter, you can set up your own tournament of all the cereal mascots and fight each other to your heart's content.
Mm,
Lucky
do it,
Charms
guys.
and the
Shoot for the
title,
stars.
everything else. Coco Coco Pops being a fighter in the
That
tournament. Who
okay? Well, first off, that's not real. We could just
knows?
that one's not gonna be open source. So that one's not real. But you
Oh,
have all of these options. And honestly, I would personally say these are all like really fun options to do with characters in different universes you like.
oh
And
yeah,
then you can, either watch gameplay or watch Twitch, or play yourself Naruto and Fortnite. Get in there.
yeah.
Mess up some Rick and Morty's. Like
Oh
get up in
yeah.
there. Go
Go
wild.
believe it. Go believe it, and be part of the new gang. Be the embodiment for change in the new universe of Fortnite.
Be the change you want to see in the world. There we go.
That's right.
Be the
Or
change you want to see with the open
be the
source code available.
yes, you can have your own mascot cereals going into battle.
I mean, outside of that, I think we've hit on all of these pretty well. I'm I'm satisfied. I'm glad we got this knowledge out there.
Yeah,
Someone needed to know this or didn't,
exactly.
but now you
All right.
do. So
We have given you the delights of society, and now you just do with it as you want, fun and games included. All right, guys, this concludes the episode of the anime crossover video game section. Stay tuned as as more episodes come, and we provide more content for you guys. Thank you so much.
talk to you guys later. Bye.